knock the that
Turn it
volume
down.
down a little, yeah. That's better, yeah.
We are live on the YouTube.
Wow.
Getting ready.
Bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum bum. Alrighty.
Go live on TikTok in 3, 2, 1. We're live on TikTok as well.
We're coming at you live for
Look
Monday Night Magic.
Does it look good on your end? It looks weird on mine. Like it's missing elements on it and stuff.
Well,
Anyway.
well.
Anyway. Let's do a little souffle.
Little shoe fly.
And while we do, we will welcome you on the YouTube to Monday Night Magic with the Dungeon Bros, where we play Magic every Monday night. Usually 2-player commander. Sometimes, you know, pre-release time, we do all the pre-release things. We've done starter decks before as well. Might pick up an Assassin's Creed starter deck.
That'd be
never
fun.
know.
That'd be fun.
That'd probably be the better way to engage with the Assassin's Creed set, just in general.
Yeah. Well, with
Happy Monday Night Magic, Brandon.
hell yeah, Brandon. Yeah.
What's up? If you guys are watching on the TikTok, you can of course go over to the YouTube, where we're gonna have a wonderful top-down view for the stream. It's wonderful. And life counters and all that kind of stuff on screen. It's just a little perk for hanging out with us over there. But
As a
today, as a little treat, it's like a treat. But today, we're playing brand new decks for each of us.
Yes. A
Never-
little Slesny off today.
We're doing a little slez off, if you will. Slezzing it off. Just straight up slezzing it off.
It's classic Slez off.
So, you are playing Aragorn Company Leader. What's up with that?
Yeah, Aragorn Company Leader. He's a 3/3 human ranger from the Lord of the Rings set, obviously. And whenever the ring tempts me, if I choose a creature other than Aragorn Company Leader as my ring bearer, I may put my choice of a counter from among First Strike, Vigilance, Death Touch, or Lifelink on Aragorn. And whenever I put one or more counters of a type on Aragorn, I can put up to one of those counters on another creature.
Interesting. So you're spreading around counters.
I'm doing mostly 1/1 counters. There are a few other counters in there. But,
Interestingly enough, I am also dealing a fair bit with 1/1 counters. I'm playing Calyx, guided by Fate, Selesnya Enchantment. He is a 2/2 legendary enchantment human druid. Whenever I cast an enchantment spell, he puts a +1/+1 counter on someone, as well as copying an enchantment. I believe it's an aura specifically. No, I can copy any non-legendary enchantment when one of my enchanted creatures or Calyx deals combat damage to a player. So a little Enchantress, a little +1/+1 counter synergy.
Yeah.
This deck's not entirely done, but you know.
Yeah, this is another one of my from the bag builds, if you will, where I just build from cards I have, which has been quite fun recently.
One land does not a hand make.
Yeah, I also will be mulliganing.
This is largely the bones of the Commander Master's Enchantment Precon, with a fair few auras from the collection, as well as just a couple of common regular auras that we have acquired.
Dual commander?
Yes, 2-player commander. We use Brawl rules here, so 25 starting life, no commander damage, 2 players. We ignore the ban list because these are just our regular commander decks, and I'm not going to take out Soul Ring just for the stream.
Right.
Sorry. Sorry, not sorry at all.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Oh.
All right, let's
give it a
7 here.
mulligan. Let's see what we get. This is a hand I will keep. This is a hand I will happily keep.
Ooh. No, I'm gonna use our house rule mulligan. Just go from the top next 7.
Brandon Bold, thank you for coming over to the YouTube stream. We very much appreciate that.
I'll keep going. New deck.
New deck, who dis?
Had some interesting cards in that hand. Not sure it is what I should do though. That's a legal keep though. So I will be keeping the hand that I have.
Alright, you ready?
Yeep. You can go. Roll. 16.
2.
I'll go first. Draw. Ooh. That gives me a turn 1 play.
Heyo, that's always good.
I was like, oh no, do I have the... Yes, I have the correct colors. I have all my colors on my hand, which is nice. I'll play a Plains and I'll tap it for an Esper Sentinel.
Wow.
Proxy Forge Proxy.
Hello. Go to
the Esper
proxyforge.com.
Esper Sentinel, of course, a 1/1 human soldier. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell in turn, I draw a card unless a player plays X-Raxis Sentinel's power. And I'll pass.
Alright, we'll draw for turn. Do a command tower and I'll pass.
Untap. Draw. Cool. I'll play a forest.
Gotta support him, Brandon. Gotta support the Proxy Forge.
I'll tap 2 for a Botanical Brawler. It's a 0/0 with trample. When it enters the battlefield, I put 2 +1 counters on it. Whenever 1 or more +1 counters are put on another permanent you control, if this is the first time +1 counters have been put on that permanent this turn, put a +1 counter on the Botanical Brawler. It's a lot of words, but I'll go ahead and attack you for 1.
I will take 1. I'll go to 24.
And I'll pass.
We'll draw for turn. Going to do a Plains. I'm going to tap the command tower in the Plains for a Sanctum Weaver. As a 0/2 enchantment creature dryad, I add X mana of any one color where X is the number of enchantments I control. And I'll pass.
Untap. Draw for turn. We'll go with a Plains for turn. Let's go ahead. And we'll tap for 3, and we'll bring out my commander, Aragorn, company leader. I'll move to the Crombats, and I'll attack you with a 2/2 and a 1/1.
I'll block the 1/1 with the 0/2.
That works, and
I'll
you'll take 2.
2.
Cool. And I'll pass.
I'll go to 22. I'll untap. I'll draw for turn. Cool. I'll do a forest. I'm going to tap them all to cast my commander, Calyx, Guided by Fate. When he enters the battlefield, I can put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature. I'll put it on the Sanctum Weaver. Then, ooh, which one do I want to do? I want to do that one. I'm going to tap the Sanctum Weaver for 2 white mana because I control 2 enchantments. And I'm going to bestow the Glyph Elemental onto Calyx, Guided by Fate. I get a Constellation trigger on him, and I'll give himself a +1/+1 counter. Currently, this enchantment is not doing anything, but it will once I begin to landfall.
Ah, very good.
And it gains counters, and then I'll pass the turn to you.
Untap. Oh. Because you cast the Glyph Elemental as Bestow, that means it's an aura, right? Not a creature spell?
That is correct.
So I do get draw a card. Alright, cool. Then I'll draw for turn. Interesting. Okay. I'll play Captivating Caves as my land for turn.
I'm going to restart the TikTok live.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead. Do we start small? I think we have to start small. I will tap for 2, and I'll play a backup agent. It's a 1/1 human citizen with when it enters the battlefield, I put a +1 counter on target creature I control. I will put 1 on Aragorn, company leader. That gives me 2 triggers. I'll resolve the Botanical Brawlers first. He'll get a +1 counter since this is the first time a counter is being put on Aragorn. Aragorn will then trigger and allow me to put a +1 counter onto, let's do the Esper Sentinel.
Makes sense.
That will trigger the Botanical Brawler again, since this is the first time the Esper Sentinels had a counter put on it this turn. Alrighty. What's Calyx currently at?
Calyx is currently a 3/3.
Cool. I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'll attack with both the Botanical Brawler and Aragorn. They are both 4/4s.
They are both 4/4s. I will take 8.
Alrighty.
I'll go down to, what is the math on that? 14.
And
Brandon, I agree. TikTok Live's a fucking
I'll go
bitch.
ahead and ship it. Go ahead.
All right, we'll untap. We'll draw. Going to do a forest for turn, landfall trigger on the glyph elemental. It gets a +1/+1 counter, which means Calyx gets +1/+1 as he is enchanted by it.
Very good.
Then, let's do. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna do white and 2, and I'm going to cast a Moonblessed Cleric. I'm going to search my library for an enchantment card, reveal it, shuffle, and then put it on top. We are looking for a Sithis Harvest Hand, as it is an enchantment creature, and as such I can put it on top of my library.
Very good.
We'll shuffle now. Shuffling is always the best part of the live, because you gotta fill the air with something while you shuffle.
How was our weekend? Brandon asks.
Oh, it was wonderful. I had a bachelor party that I went to. We were in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge?
specifically. But Gatlinburg, and it was a lovely time.
Good.
It was a lovely time. Didn't get nearly as drunk as I wanted to, but
You know,
that card goes on top.
we're also almost 30, so like
Yeah, don't remind me.
getting drunk as much as you plan to isn't as charming as I think it once sounded.
No, it is not. I will tap the Sanctum Weaver for 3 white, and I will bestow the Indebted Spirit onto Calyx as well. I get a trigger on Calyx. I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on the Moonblessed Cleric.
I have a trigger on the Esper Sentinel, which I have to pay 2.
I cannot pay 2,
So I'll
so I
draw
will
a
not. So the Indebted Spirit has Afterlife 1, and Enchanted Creature gets +1/+1 and has Afterlife 1. So if it dies, I get a Spirit.
And Dead Spirit's a cool card.
That is true. I'll move to combat. I will attack with Calyx Guided by Fate. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is a 5/5.
I'll block with 1/1.
Okay, so that goes away. And then I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Draw.
Getting drunk isn't fun anymore. I mean, it can be fun.
It can be.
Can. So oftentimes it's just more stressful than anything else, honestly.
Yeah.
But it was a wonderful time. We had like a dinner show that we went to. We played a lot of board games. Actually ended up playing some Magic Jumpstart with some of my friends that
Nice.
were one that had played Magic previously, one that was interested in Magic. So it was a good time.
There you go.
Got to play with our Jumpstart packs too, which was a fun time. Jumpstart's a fun format.
I'm going to tap for 2, and I'm going to play the Einok Bondkin.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dog soldier, 2/1. Has Outlast 1 and a white, which Outlast is pay that cost, tap it, and put a 1/1 counter on it, only as a sorcery. And each creature I control with a 1/1 counter on it has first strike.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and then we'll tap 2, and I would like to play Over the Edge. I'm going to choose the mode target creature you control explores and then explores again.
Okay.
I'll choose Aragorn.
Okay.
So, Explorer, I will reveal the top card of my library. It is a Selesnya Signet. I can put that into my hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a +1 counter on that creature, then put that card back, or put it on into your graveyard. Then repeat this process. I will leave it on top. Yes, I will leave it on top. So Aragorn will get a +1 counter, which will trigger the Botanical Brawler and Aragorn. With Aragorn, I'll put it onto the Esper Sentinel. That will trigger the Botanic Brawler.
Okay.
Then my second Explorer will stay the same, so Aragorn will get another counter. That will not trigger the Botanical Brawler, but I will trigger Aragorn to put one onto the Einok Bonkin, which will trigger the Botanical Brawler. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to move to combat.
Okay.
I would like to attack with both. This is a 7/7 with trample and a 6/6.
All right. Before damage, or before declaring blockers,
Oh, okay.
I'm going to Path to Exile your 7/7.
Okay. I will gain 7. Gain 7.
You search for a basic land.
I will search for a basic land.
This is not a swords to plowshares, sir.
I think paths. I always forget that path means go to up to forest on the field.
Yeah.
Path means get a land.
So that is a 5/5 coming at me.
That's a 6/6 coming at you.
6/6. I'll take 6.
Alrighty.
I'll go down to 8.
Alrighty. And second main phase, I will have no effects, and I'll pass my turn.
Okay, we'll untap. We'll upkeep, we'll draw. Wow. Force for turn, landfall trigger. Then I'm going to do white and a green for a Sithis Harvest Hand. I'll then do green and 1 for, or sorry. Sithis Harvest Hand triggers Calyx. Calyx is going to put a +1/+1 counter on, is that a cast trigger? No, that's an enters battlefield trigger, so I'll put it on Sithis.
Okay.
Then I'll tap 2 for a Destiny Spinner. Creatures and enchantment spells I control cannot be countered. Then it has a 4-mana activated ability. I get a trigger on Calyx and on Sithis. I'm first going to put another +1/+1 counter on Sithis. And then I'm going to draw a card from her.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna move to combat. What is your Esper Sentinel and your other thing at?
3/3 and a 3/2 with first strike. Both. Both have first strike.
3/3 and a 3/2 with first strike. I'm going to pass without attacking.
Okay.
And then you can have your turn, sir.
I will untap. I'll draw.
We thank you guys for hanging out with us on TikTok. You can also find us on the YouTube, where you can get the top-down stream with the life counter and all that kind of stuff. It looks a lot better. And you get some nifty little background music, too.
Some cool little background music. I'll play a Plains for turn. Let's go ahead. New deck, who dis?
New deck. Who dis?
Who dis? Let's go ahead and tap for 3. And I would like to enchant Aragorn with Hydra's Growth. Hydra's Growth says when it enters the battlefield, put a +1 counter on the enchanted creature. And then at the beginning of upkeep, double the number of +1 counters on enchanted creature. Trigger on Aragorn, I will put a +1 counter onto the Esper Sentinel. What's all your stuff at?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 with Afterlife. 2, 3, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 3.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and move to combat. I'd like to swing Aragorn. He is currently a 7/7 with first strike.
I will block with Calyx, Guided by Fate.
Alrighty. First strike happens.
He will die.
Yep.
He'll go to the command zone. These 2 auras fall off, but they are bestowed creatures, so they return to the battlefield. I do get an Afterlife trigger, and I will get a 1/1 Spirit with flying.
Such a cool card. Alright, cool.
The counters stay on it because it has not left the battlefield.
Indeed.
Which is fun. I like that little feature of the card.
It's a feature.
It is a feature.
I'm going to go ahead and pass from there.
Okay, we'll untap. That was already untapped. Draw. We are going to... Alright. full right now. I'm going to... Let's see. Going to just tap all of my lands to recast my commander, Calyx Guided by Fate. I get a trigger on Sithis, which will draw me a card and gain me a life. I forgot I should have been gaining life from these. I'll get a trigger on him from entering the battlefield. I'll give himself a +1/+1 counter. I will then do a land drop for turn, which is the Savannah, which will give this a +1/+1 counter from landfall. Because you're playing +1/+1 counters, the card in my hand that I would like to use actually wouldn't be helpful in the mode that I want to use it. So I'm going to tap the Sanctum Weaver for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green. Sorry, 6 green. I'm going to use 3 of it for a Trickster's Elf and just give myself a 3/3. But I do get a trigger off of Sithis Harvest Hand to gain a life, draw a card, and then I also get a trigger from Calyx to put a +1/+1 counter on something. I'll put a +1/+1 counter on... Let's do the Moon Blessed Cleric. Tap for white, and I'm going to land cycle that Secluded Step. With the 3 floating green that I have left, I'm going to do Pick Your Poison. I'm going to choose each opponent sacrifices an enchantment.
Would you like to pay for Esper Sentinel?
I cannot.
So I'll draw. Yeah, okay. Hydra's Growth will go to the graveyard.
Okay. Then I'm going to move to combat. Do you have any flyers?
No, I do not.
Okay. I will attack with the 2 flyers, and I think that's going to be it for now. So they're just both 1/1s.
All right, I'll take no blocks.
Okay. Because Indebted Spirit is a enchanted, or no. Oh, it is an enchanted creature, not an enchantment creature. Okay, you take 2.
Okay.
And that will be all.
Untap. Draw. Alright, that's a fun card.
That is unfortunate. You got a hot tua and spit on that thing.
Oh no, Brandon, you
Hot tua. Hot tua. You gotta spit on that thing. Hot tua.
Apparently that woman got fired from her job as a preschool teacher.
Darn.
But apparently she's immediately selling merch that says Haktua.
I mean, she's fine. She'll be all right.
She's fine. Alrighty. What do I want to do here?
Where is the...
What are you looking for?
The light app?
Swipe up. Swipe all the way to the bottom.
Got it. All right, carry on.
Let's see. Ooh, some
There we
sexy
go. There we
lighting.
go. We can see the cards a little better now. At least for the YouTube live.
Ooh, that's noted. Let's go ahead and I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'll swing with both Aragorn and Esper Sentinel. 7/7 first strike, 4/4 first strike.
Alright, we're gonna throw the Moon Blessed Cleric in front of the Esper Sentinel.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll throw the Elk in front of Aragorn.
Okie dokie.
They'll both die. And not deal damage because of first strike.
Tricksy little mechanic. Then I'm going to tap for 3, and we're gonna play an Evolution Witness. Great little common from Modern Horizons 3. It's a 2/1 that has Adapt 2, And whenever one or more +1 counters are put on it, return target creature or target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. And then I'm going to pass.
Okay. We'll untap. We'll upkeep and we'll draw for turn. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. We're gonna go ahead and do. Whoops. All right. What's that at?
That's a 3/2 with first strike.
Okay. Okay. Let's do a forest for turn. I get a trigger on the glyph. I'm actually going to do. Yeah. Sorry, that is untapped.
Yes.
We'll do 4 green for a Crystal Carapace, and I'm going to put it onto the Glyph Elemental. Trigger Sithis Harvest Hand and Calyx.
Also trigger Esper Sentinel.
I will not pay.
Okay.
Calyx is going to put his +1/+1 counter on. Let's do the Indebted Spirit. Then I get to draw a card off of Sithis Harvest Hand. Good. We'll then do green and 1 for a Weaver of Harmony. I will not. That's a creature.
That's a creature. You're good. Yep. And it's only the first one, I believe.
Yeah. So Calyx will trigger. I'll put a +1/+1 counter on the Indebted Spirit again. Other enchantment creatures I control get +1/+1. So it's a nice little anthem effect for all of my enchantment boys. I can also pay a green to copy a target activator. Triggered ability is an enchantment, so I get a trigger off of Sithis. I should have gained a life from the last time, and I'll gain a life when I get this one. All right. And I drew a card. I'm going to move to combat now.
Okay.
We're going to attack with... What's that at again?
3/2 first strike.
3/2 first strike. We're going to attack with the 3/3 in the air. We're going to attack with the 9/9 on the ground. The 9/9 on the ground, and that'll be it for now.
Okay.
Or sorry. 10/10 on the ground, 4/4 in the air, because of the anthem effect.
Oakley dokley. I will put the Evolution Witness in front of the 10/10 on the ground. Before damage, I would like to tap for 2, and I would like to Gaia's Gift it, putting a +1 counter on it and giving it Reach, Trample, Hexproof, and Indestructible until end of turn.
Okay.
So I'll put a +1 counter on it, and when I do, I will return Hydra's Growth back to my hand. And I'll take 4 from the enchantment, or from the spirit.
Yes, 4 in the air. And then I'll pass.
Alright. Untap. Good. Draw for turn. Ooh. Neat.
Did you gain that life?
I hit the -5 and +1. Oh, I guess it didn't hit the -5. And then -5 +1. There we go.
18. I was going to say 27. I don't think you've gained any life. Brandon, don't be sorry about the Haktua.
You're all good. You're all good.
Never apologize for the Haktua. Never, ever, ever.
I'm going to tap for 3, and I'm going to put a Hydra's Growth on Aragorn. Puts a counter on him. Trigger. I'll put it onto the Evolution Witness. I'll return the Botanic Brawler to my hand. Then I'll move to the Crombats. I will attack with the... What's that? Yeah, that's fine. I'll attack with these 2. That's a 4/3 with first strike and an 8/8 with first strike.
I'll block the 8/8 and I'll take 4.
Okie dokie.
We'll go down to 8.
Second main phase, I'm going to tap for 2. And I'm going to play the Took Reaper. It is a 2/1 that when it dies, the ring tempts me.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in hand, and I'll pass.
One tap. We'll upkeep and we'll draw. Cool. We'll do a planes for turn. Trigger on the glyph elemental. Goes up. All right. We're going to do 4 green. I'm going to activate Destiny Spinner, turning this plains into an XX elemental, where X is the number of enchantments I control, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is an 8/8.
Okay.
Currently. Gonna move to combat. Going to attack you with this 8/8 on the ground. Going to attack you with this 11/11 on the ground.
Okay.
Going to attack you with this 4/4 in the air, and I'm going to attack you with this 4/4 on the ground.
Okay. I'll put the Took Reaper in front of the Glyph Elemental. And I'll put the Esper Sentinel in front of Calyx.
Okay. Calyx will die.
Okay.
You take 8 from the elemental and 4 in the air from the Indebted Spirit.
The Took Reaper will die. Trigger to have the ring tempt me.
Mm-hmm.
I will name the Esper Sentinel as my ring bearer.
Okay, we're using a rubber duck.
I found it while I was cleaning this weekend. Anyway,
right, that is a choice.
When that happens, I will choose, because I chose a creature not Aragorn as my ring bearer. I will put a lifelink counter on Aragorn.
Okay.
And I will also put a lifelink counter.
Any bottle caps in danger tonight? I don't think so, Brandon. I don't think so. I certainly hope not.
On
You put a lifelink counter.
I'll find it
find
here
that
in a second.
All
Yep.
right. Second main.
Oh, yeah, you keep going. I'll find the lifelink.
Second main. We're going to tap the Sanctum Weaver for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green. We'll add a white to that, and I will recast my commander which with 1 green floating. When Calyx enters, he's going to give himself a +1/+1 no, we're going to give the flyer a +1/+1 counter. Trigger on Sithis, I gain a life. I draw a card. Got 1 green floating. I would actually pay a green and tap that to double the counter trigger.
Sure.
Get another counter on the flyer, because that's the kind of desperation I'm in. This land becomes a land again, and I pass the turn.
Untap. Draw.
We are not looking good here, friends.
Play this. I don't have bright colors.
The classic rubber duck ring bearer.
Yes.
As you all well know.
Let's see. I'm going to do this. Cry. Okay. Now that's decided.
The decided lack of drawing cards I can cast has been not helpful.
I'm going to tap for 2, and I'm going to play the Perish Blade Trainee. It is just a 1/2 with training, and when it dies, I put its counters on another creature I control. Then I'm going to tap for 1 of each color, and I'll replay the Botanical Brawler. It enters battlefield with 2 +1 counters on it. Cool. I will move to the Crombats. I will attack with... Oh, I missed a trigger, which would have been the Hydra's Growth to double the amount of counters on Aragorn at my upkeep. Which would have triggered and put a counter on this. That's all. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, I'll swing with Aragorn, and I will swing with the Evolution Witness.
What's the Evolution Witness at?
It is a 4/3 with first strike, and Aragorn is currently a 14/14 with lifelink and first, or yeah, and first
I'll
strike.
block with Calyx on Aragorn, and I'll take the 4.
All right, and I'll go up 14.
We'll go down to 5. You go up to 20.
20, yes.
Anything else?
I'll go ahead and pass from there, I think, yes.
All right. We'll untap. We'll draw. There we go. That's a card. That is a card I want. Plains. Trigger. Landfall. We'll do... Ooh, okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to tap the Sanctum Weaver for 7 green, adding a white to that for a Mirari's Wake. Heyo. Everyone on alert. 2/2 Anthem now. There's nothing else that can happen. Trigger Sithis, gain a life, draw a card.
Yeah.
Whenever I tap land for mana, I add an additional mana of a type that it could produce.
Yeah.
I tapped for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green. I spent 4 of it, so I have 3 green floating. We're gonna add 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's 7 green floating.
Okay.
And then we'll leave a white floating, and we'll recast Calyx. Trigger Sithis, gain a life, draw a card. Calyx entering the battlefield. I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on the flyer. I'm going to float a green to copy that, because that's where we're at right now. Okay. That is not helpful in the slightest, actually. We've got 2 floating. We're going to add... One of them is green. We'll add 2 more to it, and Command Tower is going to become a creature. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, a 9/9.
I was like, wait, why is the land getting counted?
A 9/9.
9/9.
Currently a 10/10 because of the Mirari's Wake. I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to attack you with the 10/10. I'm going to attack you with 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, yeah, 13, 13 on the ground, and a 9/9 in the air.
Okay.
10, 9, 13.
I will block the 10 with the Parish Blade Trainee. Can't block the 9 in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it
13, 13 on the
or
ground.
is the 9/9 or is that 9/9 actually a 10/10 because of the
It's
Mara?
yes, it's a 10/10.
Okay. I'm gonna I'm not gonna. I can't block the flyer. Before damage, and I'm not gonna block. I'll put the Botanical Brawler in front of the Command Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Before damage, I will tap for 2, and I will get lost the Command Tower, destroying target creature.
I'm going to tap 1. I'm going to do Surge of Salvation. I and permanents I control gain hexproof until end of turn, and I prevent all damage from black and red sources.
Okay. And it does it have trample or anything?
No.
Okay, then just these 2 die, and I take 9 in the air.
Mm-hmm. This will end up being a land again, and I will pass the turn, hoping to live another turn.
Tap.
Basically just banking on recasting Calyx a lot to get draw triggers until I get something fucking useful. That's where we're at right now.
I've been a little starved. I have 6 lands, but I've been a little starved for mana. I actually have a couple of cool things in my hand that I can't cast because I don't have enough mana. I don't got enough mana.
I ain't got no manas.
I'm going to tap for 3. And I'm going to... Nope, sorry. First, I'm going to tap for 2. And I'm going to play the Kyrian Beast Caller. Whenever I cast a creature spell, I put a +1 counter onto it. And when it dies, I distribute its +1 counters.
Okay.
Then I'm going to tap for 3. And I'm going to play Siege Veteran. It's a 2/2 human soldier with, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1 counter on target creature you control. I am so sorry, I forgot to trigger again. On my upkeep, I should have doubled the number of triggers on
Counters.
counters, yes, on Aragorn. Which would have triggered him, and I would put another one on the Evolution Witness to get Took Reaper back to my hand. Cool. Cool. I cast a creature spell, so I'll put a +1 counter on the Beast Caller. Or, yeah, Beast Caller. Move to combat.
Mm-hmm.
I'll attack with Aragorn. And... yeah, the Evolution Witness. Sure, why not? I have a trigger on... well, I guess this was the beginning of combat. I have a trigger. I will put a counter onto Aragorn.
Calyx will be blocking Aragorn.
Perfect, which will trigger. And I'll put another counter on the Esper Sentinel. Cool, so I got a 5/4, and then Aragorn is blocked by Calyx.
Yep, I'll take 5.
Alrighty.
Go down to 2.
And
Calyx will die.
I will gain 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I will pass.
Alright, we untap. We're gonna heart of the cards it a little bit. Draw for turn. Alright. Planes, we're gonna get another +1/+1 counter from landfall on that. Tap 2, floating a white for a decanter of endless water.
Amazing.
So white, and then green 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, and recast Calyx.
Fabulous.
Put a +1/+1 counter on the flyer. Trigger Sithis, gain a life, draw a card. There we fucking go. All right, that's what I wanted to see. Okay. Question is how all in am I going on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. Okay. 9 green. X equals 8. I'm gonna cast a Nyxborn Hydra. Or sorry, X equals 7. Nyxborn Hydra, chanting the Indebted Spirit. So it has 7 +1/+1 counters on the enchantment, which is giving the Indebted Spirit +7/+7. Trigger Sithis, gain a life, draw a card. I'm going to tap for green to double that, gain a life, draw another card. Okay. We're going to do 2 white. We're going to do the Ordeal of Heliod, enchanting the Indebted Spirit. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then if it has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, I sacrifice it, gaining 10 life.
Guys, this is what happens when Selesnya decks face off.
Yes, pretty much. Floating 4 green. I should have done this in the other order.
Oh, sorry, on the... do you want to pay for this?
No, I'm not paying for Esper Sentinel. Why would I pay for Esper Sentinel?
I don't know, man.
I'm not paying for Esper Sentinel.
I have to ask?
I'm not a scrub. Eidolon of Blossoms, trigger Sithis, gain a life, draw a card. Alright, cool. Now we move to combat.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You ready for combat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not. I'm scared. We're attacking with the Indebted Spirit and the Glyph Elemental. I get a trigger on Ordeal of Heliod, which will give a counter to the Indebted Spirit. It has more than 3 +1/+1 counters on it. So this gets sacrificed, and I gain 10 life. So I go up to 16. Then I'll only declare those 2. The Indebted Spirit is in the air for 8, 9, 10, 16, 18 in the air. And then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 on the ground.
Cannot block the air. I'll block the 14 on the ground with the Kyrian Beast Collar.
Okay. Allow it to perish. Kindly perish.
Alright, when it dies, I get to put its +1 counters on any number of creatures I choose. I'll put 1 onto Aragorn.
Okay.
Which will trigger Aragorn.
The combat damage, I get a trigger from Calyx. I get to make a copy of a target enchantment that I control. And we're going to make a copy of the Mirari's Wake.
Ooh.
So my creature's now +3/+3 overall. And my land's all tapped for 3.
Yeah, that's silly.
It is very silly. But here we are. It's not a cast, so I don't get the cast triggers for
That's true,
any
yeah.
of the enchantments. But I pass the turn.
Untap. Draw. Hey, a forest.
Look at that.
Exciting. Excite. Let's go ahead and tap.
All this life gain is so unnecessary.
So silly. We're going to tap for 2. And we're going to replay the Kyrian Beast Collar. Then we're going to tap for 2. And we're going to cast Took Reaper. Trigger on Beast Collar.
I keep wondering how you get the cards back, and I remember you have an Evolution Witness.
Evolution Witness is so cool. Dude, fucking commons from MH3.
Good shit.
Tap for 2 and cast Keyleth, Sun's Mane, Familiar. Whenever, trigger on Beast Collar. Whenever a commander you control attacks, put a +1 counter on it.
Sure.
Cool.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot my trigger. I'm going to put a dice on the top of my deck, so I stop forgetting this fucking trigger.
Right now, I need a way to remove your commander, ultimately.
I agree.
That Path to Exile was looking a little bit premature. That beginning of the game, Path to Exile, was a little premature. 48 +1/+1 counters.
Yes.
All right, you're about to gain 50 life. 51 life. Sure, why not?
All right.
That's fine. Who cares?
Cool. Move to the combat.
Okay.
Siege Veteran triggers.
Okay.
Go up to 49. Put a counter on here. Trigger that. Bring back the Botanical Prowler. Attack with the Evolution Witness and Aragorn. Trigger on Keyleth. Put another counter on him.
50.
50.
So 53. We'll throw Calyx in front of him again. You gain your 53.
All right.
You can deal. You can deal with gaining your 53 on my turn, in terms of the life counter.
Cool.
I'll take the Evolution Witness, which is at what?
7.
I go down to 9.
Yes. And that's me. Go ahead.
Okay. You gain your 53.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2.
That's a little unnecessary.
It's very silly.
Draw for turn. Forest. Landfall trigger. Alright. White, green, and 4. 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10. White, green, and 10. And I need one more.
Yes, thank
I'll
you.
float.
Thank you, Brandon. I do need to double my count.
I'll float 2 green. And we'll recast Calyx. Trigger, gain a life, draw, and then draw. There we go. All right, 2 green floating, 3 white floating. I'm gonna float 2 white. I'm gonna do a Heliod's Pilgrim, search my library for an aura card, reveal it, put it into my hand, and then shuffle. I think you might know what one of the things I'm gonna go for here is.
Is it going to be like an imprison effect?
I don't fucking know. Hold on. I need to find it.
Wow, GG, LOL. It's not over until it's over, Brandon. It ain't over until it's over.
Okay. Where the fuck are you? I know you're in here. You're gonna be right on the top of my fucking deck. You're basically on the top of my deck. That's great. Realm Keeper's Grasp. Can attack, block, activated abilities. Can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. That goes in my hand. I've got, what is it, 2 white floating.
Sure.
Do I have a cost reducer in here? I thought I did. I think it died.
Yeah, I think it died at some point.
I used the 2 white to cast the Realm Breaker's Grasp, targeting Aragorn.
Yep, it resolves.
Trigger, gain a life, draw, draw. You alright?
Yeah, just bump my mic. I'm just going to put that right here.
Alright. 3 white, 3 green floating. For, we'll leave 1 green and 1 white for Archon of Sun's Grace. We'll use the 1 green and 1 white for a Colony Heart Expedition trigger on that. I get a Pegasus. I get 2 card draw triggers. Get a 2/2 peg.
Oh. Happy Pride.
Gain a life, draw a card, draw a card. Let's do 3 white, 3 green. We're gonna leave a white floating for Boon of the Spirit Realm. Whenever it or another enchantment enters the battlefield, it gets a counter. All my creatures get +1/+1 for the number of counters. Draw, gain a life, draw. I've got 1 white floating. I'll add 1 to it. Or sorry, I got 1 white floating. I'll add 3 to it. And we're going to put, we're going to cast or bestow a Nyxborn Unicorn. Oh, I should have a couple more Pegasi here. Sorry, my apologies. I'm gonna put it on that.
Paying for Esper?
No.
Okay.
2 draw, gain 1. I should have what 1? I'll give myself 1 more Pegasus. I don't fucking know. 2 more.
2 more. Yeah, you should have 2 more.
So I got 3 total Pegasi. Move to combat.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. So that was an enchantment, so I should get a counter on that.
Yes.
I'm not gonna worry about Colony and sacrificing it for shit. We're gonna attack with the big ones.
Okay.
And we'll hold up everybody else. Oh, I should have been putting +1/+1 counters on things too from Calyx.
So I think you have 2, 3, 2, because that one wasn't. Yeah. Or no, that one. Yeah. 2.
I should have 2.
You should have 2 more counters on things.
We're gonna put both of them on the flyer.
Makes sense.
All right. Mentor trigger. Put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. All right. So you've got 10, 11, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25 in the air. 9, 10, 11, and 6, 17, 18, 19, 19 on the ground.
I'll
25, 25 in the air, 19, 19 on the ground.
block the I'll block the ground.
Okay.
Took Reaper. I'll take 25 in the air. 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a trigger.
Okay.
When Took Reaper dies, I will have the ring tempt me. I will once again.
It squeaked.
It squeaked.
Oh, I have a trigger on Calyx. I'm gonna put I'm gonna copy. Oh, what do I want a copy of? I want a copy of Sanctum Weaver. No, I don't. No, I don't. I want a copy of. Fuck. Ooh, I'm gonna float a lot of mana with a lot of green, and I'm gonna copy the copied ability.
Okay.
We're going to make a copy of. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna make 2 more copies of Mirari's Wake, because why not? So I have 4 total Mirari's Wakes. I've got a little bit of left floating for a Setessan champion, and I'll let the rest burn me. I'll pass. This is fucking ludicrous is what this is, actually. It's getting unwieldy.
It really is.
It's getting mildly unwieldy. I'm gonna organize my board state a little bit. Not a ton, because, like, how the fuck is that even possible? But, you know. Go to my card draw, boys. Got my chump blocker. Got my chump blocker. I have no maximum hand size as well for my decanter, by the way. Not that it matters right now, but...
Green.
The next question is, how long are we going to let this kind of just...
Green.
Go on?
Archdruid's Charm.
Sure.
Searching my library for a creature. Revealing it and putting it into my hand, because it's a creature.
Okay.
It was not the next one on top, so that's good.
Sure.
That would have been really annoying. If I was like, I need a search. Oh, it's right there. Thankfully, I have a creature that will get me out of this predicament.
Will it?
It will.
Are you sure about that?
Pretty sure. I'm gonna reveal the Haywire Mite.
What did it do?
It's a 1/1 artifact creature.
When it dies, gain 2 life, sack it, exile target non-creature, artifact, or non-token, or non-creature enchantment. Okay. Which one? There's a lot of things you could target.
Yes. The one that's currently holding up my commander. I just have come across a horrible realization, though. I will play that Haywire Mite.
Yeah, literally, this is 2 hours later. This is going to be one of those games that just randomly goes until 10 o'clock until we decide we're fucking done.
Do you want to know my horrible realization?
What?
I had to tap out all my green mana to get that. And its activated ability is green. So...
You got one opportunity.
Guess he's sitting there. Yeah, pretty much. Which, I mean, you might be able to do it. I'm going to cast the only thing I can in my hand, which is the backup agent. We'll put a counter on the Evolution Witness. We'll get back the Took Reaper. Trigger on the Beast Caller. Move to combat. Siege Veterans will trigger. Go on to that guy. Get the Paris Blade trainee back. I'll attack with it. It's now a 10-9 with Vigilance.
Okay.
And first strike.
I'm going to block with one of the Pegasus, which is 1, 2, 7.
Oh, fuck.
7, 8, 9. It is a 9-9 with lifelink.
Mine does have first strike.
That's fine.
All right, cool. So
I'll take my 9.
why are you taking 9?
I'm healing 9. Sorry.
It's first strike, so it doesn't do combat damage
Oh, that's bullshit.
because it'll die before regular damage.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll block with the Helios Pilgrim.
Yeah, sure. Fair.
There we go. I'll go back down.
Okay.
14. There we go. Fucking first strike.
First strike fucks things up.
That's the only reason that you're still in this, by the way, is the fucking first strike, by the way.
It's the reason the Inox Bonkin has not attacked or blocked.
Yep.
And I guess I will just pass.
All right. We will untap very precariously all of the random cards I have and all of these lands. There's my stack of lands.
Amazing.
We'll draw for turn. Okay. Force for turn. We'll get a counter on the landfall thingy. We're going to do... So all my lands now tap for 5.
Yes.
Okay. As long as we're both aware of that. I'm going to float 5 each white and green. I'm going to use half of it for Calyx Destiny's Hand, Planeswalker. It's got 4 loyalty counters. I'm going to -3 him down to 1. Exiling target creature. Sorry, let me read this correctly. Exile target creature enchantment I don't control until enchantment I control leaves the battlefield. I'm going to exile the Haywire Might until the Realmbreaker's Grasp leaves the battlefield.
That's unfortunate.
All right, I got a green and 3 white floating. We're gonna leave a white floating for a Pearl Ear Imperial Advisor. You wanna know the craziest thing? Actually, sorry, leave a green floating so I can cycle the Tranquil Thicket. Fun fact, I have an enchantment in my hand. You wanna know what I need to cast to trigger all my shit?
Enchantment.
Is a fucking enchantment.
I mean, you might have me just dead in the air. Because
so
you got what? Your creatures are at 9.
So here's the next thing that I think. Floating 5 green for experimental Oozewag. Modified creatures I control have trample now.
That guy?
Yeah, that guy. They got trample now. So
they got trample now.
So we're going to attack with everything that has a counter on it.
Plus the dudes in the air.
Plus
I think if you attack me with the dudes in the air. I think with dudes in the air alone, you have me.
So I have 3 in the air that are 5, 6, 7, 3 9/9s in the air. Sorry, Mentor Trigger. I'll put it on Sithis. 3 9/9s in the air. 1, so that's 10, 18, 23, 25, 25 in the air, 12, 15, 20, 22, 22 on the ground, 1, 7, 8, 8, 8,
you have
10 on the ground, and then 4, 9, 10, 11, 15 on the ground, everything with trample.
Yeah, basically you had me down to, I think, 2 with the flyers, plus you have lifelink, so yeah, you got it.
Gang. Can we play other decks now?
Sure.
Because that's fucking ridiculous. That is an unnecessary amount of cards and things happening on one battlefield at the same time. Yeah, so G, I guess. Sorry. All right, noted. Bring out the enchantments for people in a pot of 4 where more of your shit can be removed. Duly noted.
Oh, here's your Realmbreaker's Grasp.
Yes, thank you. I need to get infinite tokens as well to help represent the copied things better, which it'll be a process. But yeah, Calyx goes hard. Probably need more enchantments. Probably, you know what? I might cut some lands.
You know what?
I'm at 36 right now. Lands. I feel like I could get away with less.
Fair.
I feel like I could get away with less. He said arrogantly. But I still want to go. You know, gotta go fast.
Sonic.
I don't. It's a whole thing. I'm not a Sonic person. I swear to God. That's not my jam. That is not my jam. What is my jam is playing Magic the Gathering. Now, Sam, what are we gonna play next?
I'll do elves.
Elves?
Elves.
What do you not want to play against? Obviously, Abdel.
Yeah.
You cool, Yuriko?
I'm a little sick of playing against Yuriko.
Alright. Let's do Aragorn. I haven't played Aragorn in a while.
Yeah.
Why not? Aragorn the Uniter. This is a 4-color humans tribe.
Oh, I forgot to mention there was a
Largely Lord of the Rings cards.
a human sub theme in my Aragorn deck. It just didn't come up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm playing Elrond, Master of Healing. This is my no scrying over spilled elves deck.
You and your names. This is Aragorn the Uniter.
I can't help that I'm a more creative person when it comes to naming. and the fact that I was told much through my young adult life that I was not allowed to name things because I was bad at it. Those were real words that were
Really?
spoken to me. Yes.
Who told you that?
My mother.
Oh, mothers know best. I don't know how or why, but TikTok like worked again. So
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's watching there, but that was
No.
neat, which was interesting. It was a whole thing. We're looking into experimenting with the TikTok Live Studio. The problem is
It's evil.
It uses way too many computer resources, and the computer that we're using to run this stream is already seemingly starting to max out on its capabilities. So yeah, it's a whole thing. It is a whole thing. I also haven't played this deck in a hot minute, so we're gonna see how this works out.
I've actually made several updates to this deck since. Ooh, this is a neat hand.
Okay.
But is it a keeper? No, I think I can do better. I've made several
I
updates
can also do better.
to this since I think Ravnica. Since Ravnica came out, and I don't think I've played it since then.
Interesting. I don't play this Aragorn deck nearly enough, honestly. It's mostly just a Lord of the Rings theme deck, honestly. Like, good guys. The theme is the good guys,
Yeah.
with a bent towards the humans, because there's synergies I can build around. But a 4-color mana base is a 4-color mana base, so you know how all that shit goes. It's a whole thing. But yeah, I don't know if I've made really any updates to this. There hasn't really been a set that's had much synergy other than Thunder Junction for the 4-color or the 3-color enchantments, like Kellen joins up and stuff. I think I put that one in here. Okay. I definitely put that one in here. It's in my hand, but I don't have any lands. So that's unfortunate. We'll bottom that. We'll take another 7. We'll see how that looks. Something I can cast. 2 lands and a rock.
I want to rock.
Do I want to risk it for that, though? No, I don't. That's a bad idea. You need a halfway decent starting hand in this deck. It's 4 colors. Get access to your colors, Connor. Jesus Christ. 2 lands.
Greasy Josh.
Nope.
That's 8 cards.
That was the one. That was back on top. Alright, this is a required keep by the rules of the game that we play.
Alrighty.
As you have lost, you can go first.
Draw for turn. Ooh, interesting. I'm going to play this forest. I'm going to tap it for a soul ring.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and pass.
I'll draw. There we go. We'll do a Battlefield Forge. I'll tap it for white, losing a life, and I'll do a Mother of Runes. Not pass.
Untap. Draw. I'll play an island for turn. Turn 2 commander. Pass.
Untap. Draw. There we go. Frostbow Snarl. I'll reveal a mountain, but I don't have anything to cast, so I'll pass.
Untap. Draw. Sweet. Let's go ahead and do. Woo!
Easy there.
I'm all good. I'm all good.
If you guys are hanging out and you're enjoying it, please leave us a comment or subscribe or like or follow, all that kind of stuff. It helps us out.
Play a forest. I'm going to tap for 3. And I'll play Marwyn the Nurturer.
Ooh, more mana.
More manas. Then I'm going to tap for 1. I'm going to play Elven Farsight. Scry. Any response?
No.
I'm going to scry 3. Ooh, glad I did that. I'm going to bottom all of these. Then I will reveal the top card of my library. If it's a creature, draw. It is. Look at that. That's pretty good.
It's almost like you scryed it there.
I mean, I bottomed 3. out of 3.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I'll put a +1 counter on each of these.
I love that.
All right, and I will attack you for 5.
Ooh. I'm going to declare the Mother of Runes as a blocker. Before damage, I'm going to tap her and give her protection from green.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
I'll untap. I completely forgot about that tech.
Yeah, that's her cool ability.
All right, mountain for turn. I'll lose a life tapping for white, and I'll do a War Leader's Call. Creatures I control get +1/+1, and whenever a creature enters the battlefield under my control, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, and I'll pass.
Untap. Draw.
1/1 Anthem, baby.
1/1.
I love an Anthem effect in Magic. It's one of my favorite kinds of effects.
I'm going to tap 1, and I'm going to play a Hardened Scales.
Sure.
If 1 or more +1 counters will be placed on a creature I control, I put that many +1/+1 counters on it.
I thought we said we weren't doing counters this game.
We said we weren't doing Selesnya. I said we weren't doing... You didn't
Simic
like...
has everything.
Simic.
They got card draw. They got birds now. They got card draw and birds.
I'll tap a green for the Jiraga Warcaller. I will not kick it.
I'm working on a Nadu deck right now because fuck everyone.
I'm working on a if a thing enters the battlefield and doesn't have more than 5 toughness, it dies immediately deck. Is that a thing?
Is that a thing?
I don't think it's a thing. I know there's a card that will immediately deal 2 damage to any creature that enters the battlefield.
There's probably something like several cards you could stack up.
I'm going to play Grey Havens as my land for turn. When it enters the battlefield, I'll scry 1. I'm going to put that on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Trigger on Aragorn. Put a counter on the...
You don't have Aragorn.
Sorry, Elrond.
I have Aragorn.
You have Aragorn. I have Elrond.
You raggedy fuck, I have Aragorn. He's mine. And my own. My precious.
Oh, but because of Warden Scales, that would actually be 2 counters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot about her.
Yeah, she taps equal to her power, right?
Yep. That's pretty cool. Which is currently 2.
Could have been 4.
Yeah, oh, but this actually buffs her power because she's an elf.
Ah.
Good call. So it is.
Look at that elf
It is
ball.
4.
It is. Well, is it?
Her power is equal, she can tap for mana equal to her power, and this gives other elves +1/+1 for each +1 counter on it, which is 2.
Gotcha.
Oh hell yeah!
Heckin' yeah, bruv.
I'm gonna tap her. I'm gonna play Peregrination. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal those cards, and put 1 into the battlefield, tap, and the other into your hand. Shuffle, and then scry 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get a forest and an island.
I can feel a big swing coming into me at some point in the near future.
That's the goal. I'll put the island in my hand. We'll put the forest on the battlefield tapped. Aragorn will trigger. I'll put counters onto Jiraga Warcaller. Oh, I get to scry 1. Sorry, that was part of the deal. Sure.
Keeping it on top.
Now Aragorn will put the counters on the Warcaller.
Still don't have Aragorn.
Fuck, Elrond. And then I will not attack because there is no point.
Okay. I'll untap. I'll draw for turn. Going to do a forest for turn. I'm going to tap for white, losing a life, and I'm going to cast my commander, Aragorn, the Uniter. Enters the battlefield, deals 1 damage to you from War Leader's Call.
I'll take 1. Somebody is your fan.
And I will pass. Smiting with advantage. Come back, Connor.
Connor, come back.
Connor, come back.
Draw.
Smiting, who are you? I don't recognize that username. Smiting with advantage. With a kissy face as well in the name. Listen, they call me the comeback kid.
Why?
Something, come on his back, something. Sorry, I can't say that, right? Uh-oh.
tap for 2 green and 1, and I'll play Arwen, Weaver of Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with a number of additional +1 counters on it equal to Arwen, Weaver of Hope's toughness.
Okay.
I will... I'll just pass from there. Yeah, I'll pass from there.
Okay. 1 tap. We'll draw for turn. Let's do an island. I'll lose a life tapping that for white. And I'll tap out for Eowyn, Shield Maiden. I get 3 triggers on Aragorn. First one we'll resolve is Human Soldier entering the battlefield. War Leader's Call, you take a damage. Eowyn enters the battlefield, you take a damage. Boop. Then I get to scry 2. Boop, boop. We're gonna bottom both, actually. Then I get to deal 3 damage to your face off of Aragorn.
Doot, doot, doot.
All right. Now we're going to move to combat. At the beginning of combat on my turn, if another human entered the battlefield, which it did, under my control, I get 2 2/2 red human knight creature tokens with trample. Then if I control 6 or more humans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I get to draw a card. 2 triggers on War Leader's Call. You take 2 damage from them entering the battlefield. Combat. I will attack with a 6/6 Aragorn.
No blocks.
Okay, you can take your 6.
Oh, wait, hold on. I will block, yes.
Okay.
I'll block with Elrond, who is currently a 9/9.
A 9/9. All right, we'll give him protection from green.
Yeah, I figured. I was like, oh, it won't matter if I block. No, it does matter if I block.
Yes.
Because then I don't take a bunch of damage.
Yes. I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Draw. Vine Glimmer Snarl will enter the battlefield tapped.
Okay.
Three for Galadriel of Lothlorien. 3/3 whenever there's something about the Ring Bearer, there is no tempting cards in this deck. Whenever you scry, you may reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, you may put it on the battlefield tapped. That's pretty cool. So I have 2 replacement effects. Arwen says that she will enter the battlefield with a number of counters equal to Arwen's toughness. Hardened Scale says it'll basically be that +1, which Arwen's toughness is currently 5. So she'll enter the battlefield with 6 counters on her.
Okay.
Cool. Oh, now the live has ended again. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Probably from inactivity on TikTok. You don't want to watch some random guy playing Fortnite on your phone?
I'm good. All right. Let's go ahead and move to the combats.
Mm-hmm.
Put her back there. Let's attack with... Yes, we'll attack with all 3 of these. Elrond, who is currently that 9/9, a 5/5, and a 6/5.
I'll block with these 3 tokens.
Okie dokie. That doesn't help me at all. I'll go ahead and pass from there.
All right, we'll untap. We'll draw. That's not helpful at all.
Aren't you loving this, Brandon? Just how much? Well, that's not helpful.
Yep. Unclaimed territory, naming human. I can't even do that. Fuck. All right. That's fine. Brandon, what do you think is the scariest thing on his board? I don't quite know. Why was Arwen so big? Oh yeah, that's the thing that's buffing everything else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's the Lord.
That's fine. I'll lose a life tapping for white. We're gonna swords her. That.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll gain 5.
That's about all I can do. I'll attack for 6 with Aragorn.
I'll block with Galadriel, which is 9/9.
All right, I'll give him protection from green.
Okay.
I'll pass.
Untap. Oh, sorry. That's exiled.
At least they're not as huge. Brandon, did you get a lot of big plays happening against you on Saturday?
Draw. I'm going to opt. Look at the top card of my library. Scry, and then draw.
Mm-hmm.
No. Do not need that. Draw. Cool. That's cool. Trigger on Aragorn. We're going to put...
Elrond.
Fuck yes, him. On Elrond. We'll
Opt is resolved.
Yes. We're going to put a counter on Arwen.
Okay.
Then Galadriel will trigger. I'll reveal the top card of my library. It is not a land, so it will not is a spell skite. That should actually be two counters due to hardened scales.
Okay. Oh, Ava.
Tap for 3. And I'm going to play the Kami of Whispered Hopes.
Ah, more +1/+1 counter.
Yup.
Doubling.
It will enter the battlefield.
Ooh, getting stuck on 3 lands sucks, Brandon.
Yeah. It will enter the battlefield with 3/4 counters on it. Yes, so that is an as it enters battlefield, so it will not see itself. Cool. Yeah. Let's move to the combat.
Oh boy. Here comes the big one.
We'll attack with Elrond and Galadriel.
How much total?
6/6/9/9.
15.
15.
All right, 4 damage. White and 3. I'm going to flash in a Selfless Squire. When it enters the battlefield, prevent all damage that would be dealt to me this turn. Whenever damage that would be dealt to me is prevented, I put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Trigger Aragorn, I get a soldier. That's 2 war leaders, so you take 2 damage. And I get 15 counters.
That's annoying.
In hindsight, I should have waited to swords your thing, so I would have gotten more counters and then swordsed it at instant speed on your turn. But you live and you learn.
Yeah.
So it was a 16/16.
Yep. I'll pass.
Okay, we'll untap. You see what I did there was called baiting. Draw for turn.
I mean, you could have had nothing in your hand.
I could have. And fun fact, I kind of don't. That was my one cool thing I had.
That's fair.
We'll do a Rogue's Passage. Then we'll do white, red, green, colorless, so I'm not losing life. Jesus. For Aragorn, Hornburg, Hero. A couple triggers are going to be going on to the stack. The first trigger is going to be the creation of another 1/1 soldier. I'm actually going to use a different token because it would have summoning sickness. The second one is Aragorn will deal 3 damage to your face. 2 enters the battlefield, so 2 more from War Leader's Call, and then I can give +4/+4 due to the green. I'll give it to the Selfless Squire. Gets +4/+4 until end of turn. Aragorn Hornburg here says, attacking creatures I control have first strike and renown 1. For those of you that don't know, when a creature with renown 1 deals combat damage to a player, if it is not renowned, I put a +1/+1 counter on it and it becomes renowned. Whenever a renowned creature you control deals combat damage to a player, double the number of +1/+1 counters on it. We are not playing a +1/+1 counters game, Sam.
Yet, here we are.
I move to combat. Eowyn triggers. I get 2 more of those. I control more than 6 humans. I draw a card, 2 from the War Leader's Call. Thank you. We're going to attack with the Selfless Squire, Aowen, and actually, how big are your things?
This is... Well, actually, that should be bigger, but I missed the... I don't know how big that should be. It's a 2-2 right now. That's a 5-5, and this is a 4-3.
I will attack only with Aragorn.
Aragorn and Selfless?
Aragorn and the Selfless Squire. They both have First Strike and Renown 1. The Selfless Squire is currently 21-21.
Hmm.
And Aragorn is 6-6.
That would be very silly to do. I know it's my next draw, and I don't have a draw engine right now, and I know it's in my hand. Yeah. In the sake of trying to survive, I'll put Morrowind in front of the Selfless Squire, and Kami of Whispered Hope in front of Aragorn.
And what's Kami at?
5.
Okay, I'll not tap the Mother of Runes
All right.
quite yet. So Aragorn will take 5 damage. Self Squire, those two will die. Oh, actually, no, they don't take any damage because First Strike.
What is the thing giving First Strike?
Aragorn, Hornburg hero, attacking creatures I control have First Strike and Renown 1.
Gotcha.
So it's only attacking.
Yes. So yeah, they will die.
They will die. Second main, nothing in a pass.
Untap. Draw. The Grey Havens actually now taps for green. That doesn't affect anything.
Hey, love that.
I'm gonna tap for 2 and I'll play a Spellskite.
Mm-hmm.
I can pay a Phyrexian blue to change the target of spell or ability to it.
Okay.
It does enter the battlefield with a total of 4 counters.
Smiting Advantage. Sorry, this is off topic from Magic Monday, but what are your thoughts on the revised D&D classes? Anything you don't like? Any things you like?
Well, so far, hold on.
All of the weapon mastery stuff is by far the biggest change that I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah, weapon masteries are super cool. Overall, I mean, just from I've watched the fighter video and that's it.
Yeah.
And then of course the breakdown video. I think that they have a really good thing going over there, and that it sounds like they definitely listened to the community and have made some good changes. I'm not sure about everything. That'll still have to be something that I decide once I have the book in front of me and I'm playing a character.
One good thing, or one good criticism that I've heard has been it doesn't seem as accessible to brand new D&D players as old 5th edition was. But that's also kind of like 6-1, half dozen the other in my mind.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's not an invalid criticism, because there is a couple more layers of complexity, but it's also slimmed down a lot. So it's easier in some ways, it's more complex in some ways. So.
D&D has always been one that has, well, at least 5th edition, we didn't really play any edition before that, has always been something that you have to either be a very dedicated rules person, or you have a handsome bearded fellow to teach you how to play a handsome bearded fellow to teach you how to play the game.
That's a stupid bit. I love it.
That was a great bit. Just because there are so many layers and rules and stuff.
Your turn.
Yes, I will not attack.
No attacks?
No attacks.
Okay. That all?
That is all.
All right. A lot of open mana, no attacking. Duly noted. We'll untap, we'll upkeep, we'll draw for turn. Okay. Gonna do a mountain for turn. Red, blue, and 2 for Joyra, Weatherlight Captain. Enters battlefield, you take a damage. You take 3 from Aragorn. Since she's a red spell, I scry 2. Bottom them both. Tap the Rogue's Passage for a Soul Ring. which will trigger Joyra, and I draw a card. I will tap the Soul Ring, and we'll add a colorless to it for Crown of Gondor, triggering Joyra. Draw a card. Am I able to equip this? No, I'm not yet. All right, that's fine. I have a Crown of Gondor.
Why can't you equip it?
It costs 4.
Ah.
It costs 3 less, but that's only if I'm the Monarch, and I don't get Monarch until a legendary creature enters after it's on the battlefield.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I getcha.
Yeah, you see.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You see how you see the way the news goes. We'll move to combat. I get a trigger on Eowyn. A human has entered the battlefield, so I get 2 more Trampoline Knights. I have more than 6 humans, so I get to draw a card off of her as well. Then we will be attacking with Aragorn and the Selfless Squire. You take 2 from Warrior's Call from those 2 entering the battlefield.
Whoops, I think I threw. Nope, we're good. We're good. One more.
Then I'll only send those 2.
I'll put Gladriel in front of Aragorn, which I should have done last time. And
This is a 17-17 right now.
we'll just put Arwen in front of the Squire.
All right. Tap the Mother of Runes. We'll give Aragorn protection from green.
Okay. This will die.
Arwen will die. Galadriel and Aragorn will go Oingo.
Yep.
And then I will pass the turn.
I will untap. Oh, I just realized what I could have done. Oh well, that's fine. Doesn't matter.
Gonna do some board consolidation here with tokens particularly. I have 4 of those, and I have 2 of those.
Play a Gyre Sage. Not gonna help me. And from there, I'm just actually going to say concede because I have nothing. I have
Legolas. It would have made something else bigger. It would have drawn me a card.
Yeah.
Friendly Rivalry would have let me deal direct damage, and then the Warlocks
I just had nothing going. Yeah. I just drew so many lands at the beginning.
That happens. That does happen from time to time. But as we say in the biz, we take those. A win is a win. I liked that little Selfless Squire play quite a bit.
I mean, Selfless Squire is a good it's a good fog. It's fog. That's what it is.
It was. I'm kicking myself for being too eager to get rid of the thing that was buffing up all your things, because I could have had the win a turn earlier, just through Selfless Squire combat damage.
Yeah.
Are you done, or are you wanting to run it back?
You know, those were 2 very long games.
They were.
I'm a little bit drained here.
I don't imagine that the next game would go any quicker.
No.
Any quicker at all. So thank you, Smiling and Brandon, for hanging out with us right now. Ooh, there's someone else that is also currently hanging out with us. You can see the concurrent viewers. It's pretty cool. This, I think, has been the most successful in terms of metrics for the YouTube live that we've had so far. So thank you guys.
Yeah, it's been great.
So much. We can't do any of that without you. Please subscribe. We just had a new podcast that went up where we talked about the new revisions to D&D, at least from the debut video. We don't go into the classes quite yet. On Wednesday, assuming that our friend Andy finishes the editing, I talked to him about it today, we're going to have a podcast go up with our friend Typical Gemini. We're going to talk about Modern Horizons 3 and Magic the Gathering, and you're probably going to be seeing him a bit more regularly in the bonus action, the little bonus podcasts. Maybe for like regular set reviews and Monday Night Magic.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun time.
Of course, our Modern Horizon 3 set review is coming out just mere moments, seconds before Assassin's Creed Universe Beyond drops.
Yes, just in time to be late.
Yes.
Perfectly in time to be late. But we're gonna be more on top of that for set reviews in the future, because Typical's a cool guy and he makes cool deck techs. So you can check him out on YouTube, Typical Gemini there.
Head over if you're not on Patreon. Head over there and you can join for free. Ask us questions for the podcast.
Patreon,
if you want to talk to Typical Gemini, we'll ask him questions for you.
Absolutely, we will. All right. With all that being said, we love you very much. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we're gonna call it done there. We're gonna call it all done. 14 views